You probably figured out what game this is. Hello, this is Androidpipe.com and I'm here with the Nexus 7 2013 to test out FIFA 14. It's the latest title in the series of football simulators from EA Sports. It has arrived on Android, it has also arrived on iOS, and this is the free version of the game. You can download it completely for free. It takes up about 1 gig and 300 megabytes or so. Let's jump straight to the gameplay. Let me show you the goods. So this is FIFA 14. It's available on console, on the PC, on basically every platform, but the mobile and tablet version is slightly different. It was launched in late September. You have to pay to access the kickoff mode. You'll pay about 3 euros and then you can play any match you want. I opted not to pay, so I'm restricted to several modes. You get a new touch control method, but frankly speaking that's horrible, so let me show you the good old virtual controls. You have a commentary in English.
Friendly. I'll believe that when I see it. There are some very big reputations at stake out there.
So I'm sprinting and I'm going to score a goal.
Goal! Oh, so well taken! So classy in front of goal. That's his weaker foot, you know. You wouldn't have guessed it though, would you?
It's very easy to score goals in this game, and after scoring them you can post them to Facebook, you can upload them on YouTube if you want. The controls are simple. You have a virtual joystick on the screen that I'm using right now to move players. I have a switch button to switch players. I can call a second defender, I can slide. Usually I'll get a card for that. Of course I can sprint, I can pass. Each button has its function written near it, so it's pretty self-explanatory. This game has a tendency to let you take some long shot goals. It's very easy to score goals from the long distance. I'm not sure if this was available in FIFA 13, I haven't played it, but I'm guessing that they made the game more exciting by letting you score long distance goals. Of course, I'm playing in the lower level of difficulties, in the amateur and beginner. I'm guessing on the harder levels it's not as easy to score goals as on this level. Once you sprint, it's very hard to stop a player, especially if he's good. And let's take another goal. At some point when you're up 4-0 or 5-0 for example, the game will offer you the option to move to a higher level and make the game more difficult. So let's go to settings, difficulty level, semi-pro, pro, world class. Let's try a semi-pro. You can also change injuries on or off, offsides, bookings, handballs. You can also choose what to show on the screen, the camera angle. You can choose to have music during the game, and this is the control selection with the classic scheme or the touch scheme. Frankly, the touch scheme is horrible, but let's try to play it. Okay, so let's go. I have to remind you, I'm not very familiar with the touch scheme, so I'm going to have a hard time. You tap on other players to pass, you swipe to slide. Okay, now let's pass. Let's swipe forward to shoot. And that's what the touch control is all about. It's about gestures. You tap a player to pass, you swipe to shoot, and I have yet to figure out how you can run. I'm guessing that I have to keep the player pressed. I have to remind you, this is the semi-pro mode. Let's press a player, and now let's keep him pressed and try to sprint. You can hold until the white circle appears to drag a player. Luckily, we've got these tutorials here. And as you can see, the touch controls are really bad. Of course, you'll say that I'm not used to them, but that's not the problem. Okay, once again, we're playing in semi-pro. And let's see if we can score a goal like this. As you can see, the defense has improved greatly. I have to say that I didn't like the console version of FIFA 14. It's tend to be exaggerated when it comes to defense. The keepers are way too good, and also the center backs are very good also. It's very hard to score goals in FIFA 14 on the console. It's much easier to score goals on Android or iOS. That was a clear foul. Didn't get it. Happens. As I said, you can change the camera angles if you don't like these ones. The atmosphere is great, and by the way, the rosters are all available here. All the players have been transferred. So Borussia will have its new player, will have Aubameyang, for example. So you'll have the new roster and the new players available. The ones you saw in Champions League these days are all there. Another opportunity missed. So aside from these weekly matches, you also have the ability to create your ultimate team and to play online matches. So these are the modes. This is the ultimate team. You got a penalty shootout, which is pretty basic. Games of the week will be updated each week with new matches, and you can customize the experience. As you can see here, you can log in to your account in order to play some online games. I've seen people complaining about lag in these online games. This is the ultimate team. The cool thing about the ultimate team is that you can earn, trade, buy, sell players. It's like a card game, it's like an RPG. You get experience, you create a fantasy team, and you set your play style. So you set your team play style, you get items to improve your team. You have a deck of players. It's required that you log in all the time, so they really want you to create an account in Origin for some reason, or connect to Facebook. I simply stuck with the games of the week since they're the more appealing thing. You can select sites, by the way, or not. This is the player information. I find it strange that I cannot select sites. Anyway, let's leave that alone. You can select controls ahead of the match, select stadium, select the halftime length, select the ball, and start playing. As you probably expected, some features are not available in FIFA 14 because you have to pay for them. If I paid €3, everything would have been available. So I could play with any of the 60 licensed teams, 600 licensed teams, so a huge number, 33 leagues, over 16,000 players.
The match program says this is a friendly match.
This is a very fun to play game, especially since you can score a lot. So aside from sprinting and passing and shooting, you can also perform some skill moves using this square here. And you will have to get used to them over time. You won't learn them by overnight. So let's slide, which was a clear foul. Most of the slides will end with fouls in this title, so you better stay away from sliding.
Can they get to this header? Nothing else on for him, really. Ready now. Pretty good covering.
Okay, so let's see if we can score a goal with Van Persie. Nope. We're still playing in semi-pro, which makes it kind of hard to score a goal. Sometimes the controls won't respond as well as you like them to, especially this virtual joystick here.
Good ball. Picked up at the back, Van Persie.
Okay, let's change the difficulty because I want to show you a goal or two. This is actually easier to do in this game than on the console.
Wasn't about to let him pass. High interception there, he read that well.
As you can see, the opponents are not easy to play against, even on this easy difficulty mode. But let's try to score a beautiful goal. And here we go. Okay, the game is FIFA 14. It was launched in late September. It's available for free, but you have to pay €3 in order to gain access to all the teams available in the game. There are 600 licensed teams and a lot of players to play with. There is an ultimate team mode with trading cards, fantasy team, earning coins and spending them on various players. So this is it. It's a fun to play game, more fun than the PS3 version that I find frustrating. We give it an 8.5 out of 10. here at Androidpipe.com on the Nexus 7 2013. Bye bye.